Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if it's the first time you're visiting. Thank you so much for joining me today. If you haven't already guessed by the title, today I'm going to be doing a video all about niche fragrances under £100. Now this video has been highly requested, so I have been working away on a list to come up with this video, and hopefully this selection is going to have something to cover everyone's tastes. So if you like the sound of that, then please do keep on watching. But before I get started on the content, I would really appreciate it if you could subscribe to my channel. It really helps me out and I will continue making videos like this in the future. Plus, I would love it if you could join me over on Instagram. I've popped my handle on the screen. I love chatting to everyone in the DMs. Plus, I'm regularly posting to my stories asking what YouTube content to film next. So now that's out of the way, let's get started on my list for niche fragrances under £100. Okay, just a little bit of a disclaimer here. Now, if you watch my channel a lot, you will know I do have pretty expensive taste when it comes to fragrances. When I was looking at my collection, I was like, okay, I've got some really great designers under £100, but how many niche fragrances do I have under £100? I had more than I realized, but I didn't have many within a certain price bracket. And I'm talking about fragrances less than £50. Now there are a couple in here, but most of these are between £50 to £100. But I've picked fragrances that are of really good quality, and I'm hoping there will be something for everyone within this list. So without further ado, let's get started on my first recommendation, and boy, is it a good one. Now this is one of my absolute favorite niche fragrances under £100 in my collection, and it is none other than Haramain Ambre, the tobacco edition, and it comes in this really cute presentation case, and the fragrance is inside. So I'm going to grab it out now, and I'm going to give you a little bit of a story around this fragrance. So here is the bottle up close. Really chic packaging, very heavyweight, feels extremely luxurious. Now I was looking for a fragrance to purchase for my mother, and she absolutely loves fragrances too and often comes and raids my collection. And she often reaches for Tom Ford's Tobacco Vanille. Now, as you probably are aware, that's quite an expensive fragrance. In the UK, it's over £200, and she really loves that scent profile. So I've been on the hunt to find her the perfect tobacco vanille type scent, and this one did not disappoint me at all. So I purchased it for my mother at first. It arrived, I had to smell it before giving it to her, of course, and I was like, wow, this fragrance is so good. I'm gonna have to buy it for myself too, which is what I did. So this is the second bottle. This one's mine, and my mother absolutely adores her version. So if you are familiar with Tom Ford's Tobacco Vanille, this one is very similar, to be quite honest. Now I have no idea if this was supposed to be a dupe or not, but it is incredible, and actually the longevity is all day wear. So if you have not tried anything from this brand, I would highly recommend checking them out. So I'm going to tell you rough price points throughout this video. This cost me £45. Yep, you heard that right, £45. And the longevity and the sillage is absolutely incredible for that price point. This smells totally expensive. And if you love Tom Ford's Tobacco Vanille, I would highly recommend checking out Ambre, the tobacco edition. I haven't tried any of the other fragrances from this house yet, but I will definitely be doing so. I will pop the link below where you can get this. I actually got my mother's version from Look Incredible, I think it was, but then I purchased my version on Amazon because it was a little bit cheaper and the shipping was quicker. I got a really good deal. You'll roughly find this online between £40 to £60 depending what offers are on at the moment. But yeah, I had to mention this one as one of my top picks because I think it is truly incredible. The next fragrance or fragrances I want to discuss are from a brand called Maissa, and I actually got these from the Fifth Scent, and I will link their website below. And this one is Cataliya, and these fragrances are such good quality for the price point. Now they are on the higher end of this price scale. So for this size bottle, which is a 50ml, you can get it for £99. However, I do have a 20% off discount code for you, which I will link in the description box below. So you'll be picking this up for £80, like how I had to think about that then. And Cataliya is such a gorgeous kind of fruity scent. If you've ever tried Rouge Trafalgar by Dior. It's a very similar vibe to that one. So Cataliya has plum, blackcurrant, grapefruit and lemon. You have a little bit of caramel in the mid, and then you've got musk and vanilla in the base. And it is just such a beautiful kind of rich fruity scent, but that caramel, there's a little bit of patchouli in there too. That musk and vanilla really grounds this, and it does have a little bit of amber, which isn't noticeable. But I would say if you like a fruity scent that has a slight gourmand twist without going too far, then you will love Cataliya. I have some other incredible fragrances to talk about from this brand. I'm only going to talk about one more in this video, but if you've not checked them out, you can get discovery sets too. But yeah, Cataliya is one of my top picks from the brand. The next one is Jawhara, and this one is also from the 5th scent. And this one is very much a fruity fragrance again, but this time it's a little bit more floral and a little sweeter. So you have bergamot and lemon in the opening, but then you have a really gorgeous orange blossom note throughout the full fragrance. It's sweet, so you're getting that vanilla-y, ambery vibe and a little bit of patchouli too. What I would liken this to is Mansera's Roses Vanille, but it's got a little bit more depth to it. So if you've smelt Roses Vanille, that's quite a linear kind of rose, sugary vanilla. Whereas because this has got the amber, it's got the patchouli and it's got the orange blossom, it goes in a little bit of a different direction. And this one would be suited for those who really like a sweet floral fragrance, specifically with an orange blossom note, but also enjoy a little bit of depth from amber and patchouli. Again, this is the same price point, so it's £99, but with my discount code, you can get it for £80 or like £79, £78. My maths is awful. So I'd highly recommend checking out Maissa at the 5th scent. They have some incredible fragrances like I just mentioned, and I will be discussing them in more videos to come, but a great niche offering under £100. Next up is a fragrance from Room 1015, and it is Cherry Punk. And I recently spoke about this in my favorite sexy date night fragrances video, and Cherry Punk is such a good offering. This is £80 for the 50ml size, and I also have a discount code for Room 1015 too. I think it's 10% off, so obviously it's going to bring that down by £8 too, so you're going to be paying £72. And the quality of this is chef's kiss. You cannot go wrong with Cherry Punk as long as you really enjoy a cherry note. I have to make that clear because of course it's a cherry based fragrance. So I mentioned in the other video that I wasn't a massive fan of Kayali's Lovefest Burning Cherry. I just found it a little bit too cherry forward and I wasn't really getting much of the woods within there. I like my fragrances to have a little bit more depth, especially if they're going to have a really sweet fruity note in there. And with Cherry Punk, it's got the most gorgeous leathery note throughout. It's not too leather dominant at all, it's perfectly balanced, but it also has saffron. And saffron is one of my favorite notes because I feel like it just gives fragrances an edge. Really hard to describe, it almost gives it an earthiness, but also like this unique kind of bad girl vibe. I know that sounds a little bit weird. But you also have pepper and tonka bean. So if you are into cherry fragrances and you like a fragrance like Tom Ford's Lost Cherry, but you want something a little bit edgier with a bit more depth, I would highly recommend checking out Cherry Punk. It is doing the rounds on YouTube at the moment for good reason because it is such a beautiful fragrance, and I am not a huge fan of cherry and I absolutely love Cherry Punk. So highly recommend checking out this brand. Again, they do discovery sets, so it's worth checking out, but this is a great brand that offers affordable niche fragrances. The next fragrance is from Alexandre J, and it is called Zafeer Oud Vanille. And I just wanted to show you the presentation case that it comes in because for the price point, I think this is very luxury. And then the fragrance is inside like this. So I'm going to take it out of the box. Now, this is a really good price point for Alexandre J. Now, I don't want to say it's affordable because affordable means different things to different people. But compared to some of the other Alexandre J fragrances, this one is a lot more affordable. So I have Imperial Peacock, and that retails between, depending where you buy it from, £250 to £300. And I purchased this one for £60. So this is a close-up of the bottle, and I think you'll either love it or hate it. I personally really like it. The fragrance is very heavy and the packaging feels very luxurious from the display case right through to the bottle. Now, I fell in love with this one at first sniff at an Aspects beauty event, but it sat on my wish list for quite some time and I only picked this one up recently, and I mean very recently, because I felt like I had a gap for it within my collection. Now, I've got this sprayed on my hand, so I just want to have a quick sniff. Yeah, I love this fragrance. Now, this is for your vanilla lovers. What I will say is it has oud in the name, but I would not suggest this has any oud in there at all, or it has a very slight bit of oud. To me, it is more of a coconutty vanilla fragrance with a really beautiful toffee note in there too. I don't really get the name Zafeer Oud Vanille because I wouldn't call it an Oud Vanille personally, but that is just my nose. It does have a slight suntan lotion vibe to it. However, because it has leather and tonka bean too, it doesn't pull too much in that direction. But what I mostly get from this one is a slight suntan-y lotion, vanilla, coconut and toffee fragrance. There's a little bit of woods in there and a little bit of tonka bean, but I am not getting many of the other notes at all. So if you really like the sound of a coconutty vanilla scent, then I would highly recommend checking this one out because you can pick it up for a really great price. And I will link the best price possible below. Like I said, I picked one up recently and I got it for £60, which I was really happy about. And now I want to pick up some more from this range because they have a rose version of this too, which is absolutely gorgeous. So yeah, please do let me know what you think of these bottles. Is it a love or is it a hate? The next brand I want to discuss where you can purchase niche under £100 is Nuit Nomade. And this time it's Ambre Khandjar. I really don't know how to pronounce that, so I'm so sorry. And this is kind of like a gorgeous plum-based fragrance with some spices throughout, and it has sandalwood, patchouli, and benzoin in the base. It's really sticky and sweet, but you get a little bit of earthiness in there too from the orris. The quality of these fragrances are absolutely insane. Yeah, it's so good. I've pretty much loved everything I've tried from this brand because I do have the Discovery set. There's a couple that weren't really my cup of tea, but mostly I just think the quality for the price point is sublime. Let me just tell you how much this costs because they've got a really interesting pricing structure. Just getting onto their website. So what I love about this brand is you can purchase so many different sizes. So you can buy 2.5ml, 25ml, 50ml and 100ml. So the 50ml costs €95. However, you can buy the fragrance without any outer packaging. So that makes it €85. So you save €10 by purchasing with no packaging, and you can do the same with the 100ml size too. And I just think that's such a great idea if you want to save a little bit of money. I do actually have a 10% off discount code for this brand too, so that will bring it down in cost. So if you want to buy the 50ml with no packaging, that will be £76, something like that. Which for the quality of this fragrance, I think it's a really good price. Now that is just my opinion on what I think is a good price for niche. I've spoken about this one in more detail in another video, so I will link that below if you want to find out more. But yeah, I just think this is such a great choice from the brand. And I have a second fragrance to talk about too from Nuit Nomade, which is Jardins de Misfah, and this one is my absolute favorite from the brand. I think it is incredible. So Jardins de Misfah is definitely one of my favorite discoveries this year. It is a beautiful sticky date, rose, almond and saffron fragrance. I am absolutely in love with this one. Wow, it is so good. I really love the note date, and it's not used in many fragrances. One of the other fragrances that it's used in is Atelier de Sour's Rouge Soleil, which is a fragrance I absolutely love, but that is way more expensive than this one. So I would highly recommend trying out Jardins de Misfah if you like that type of vibe. And I just feel like I'm in some beautiful country eating sticky dates and drinking a spiced tea. There's rose bushes around me and I am just living my best life. You are going to smell absolutely gorgeous if you wear this. It's totally unisex, but it is a very sweet, sticky and dense fragrance. So yeah, I can't speak about this one highly enough. I absolutely adore it. And when I talk about niche under £100, this would totally be one of my top recommendations. The next fragrance is from Chabaud and it is called Lait Concentrate. And this fragrance is so unusual. This is what I would call a super gourmand. It smells ultra realistic to my nose anyway. And I have made my friends sample this one too, just to see if they get the same reaction as me, which they totally did. Now this fragrance is £40 for this size, and I think it's the perfect size actually. It's a 30ml bottle, so I tend to prefer purchasing a 50ml or a 30ml size bottle because obviously I'm a collector, but I'm a collector who wears my fragrances. Now I feel like sometimes 100ml to 200ml can be a bit of a waste for me because it's really difficult for me to go through a full size bottle. And I highly recommend purchasing 30 or 50ml size bottles if they have them. Anyway, let's get on to what Lait Concentrate smells like. So to me, this smells like warm steamed milk with caramel. Let that sink in. Can you imagine steeping milk on the stove and it's warming up and it has a very particular smell? You maybe want to froth it a little bit and it gets a little bit thicker, and then you maybe put a shot of caramel in there. Now this is a very specific scent memory for me because my nan used to always serve hot milk. Okay, it's not a little bit of caramel, it's a lot of caramel. Very sweet and sticky milk. Now you absolutely have to enjoy the scent of milk to enjoy this one. And that's why I say it's a super gourmand, because to me, this smells ultra realistic and it smells very much like milk. Now this also has a little bit of coconut in there too, which I barely detect. I mostly get, like I said, the caramel and the hot steamed milk smell. You can get this one from the Perfume Playground. I will link it below. Yeah, if you are into your gourmand fragrances, I would highly recommend checking out the Chabaud fragrances because they have quite a few different gourmands, and I definitely want to get my hands on the biscuit version because I think that one will be right up my alley. The next fragrance is from a brand called Molinard, and this one is Vanille Fruitee. And this brand in general, you can pick up some really great fragrances for around 60 to 65 pounds. And they're actually a big bottle too, so it's a 75ml size. Now I have here Vanilla Fruitee. Now, yes, it is a Vanilla Fruitee fragrance. However, I get a really like kind of sherbety, musky scent from this composition too. It's sweet, but not like a juvenile sweet. It has this really nice kind of dusty, powdery vibe, which is why I think it's kind of like a sherbety kind of scent in a way. It has raspberry, heliotrope, orchid, bergamot, vanilla, musk and benzoin, and I just think this is absolutely delicious. If you love a sherbet sweet or something like those love heart sweets that are very powdery, I think you would really enjoy this one. I can overspray this one and it will not be obnoxious, so I just love that about it because I can just like spray it everywhere, spray it on my clothes and just be in the most beautiful sweet scent bubble. And Molinard Vanille Fruitee and Chabaud's Lait Concentrate were kindly gifted to me by Perfume Playground, just so you're aware. I wasn't paid or anything, they were just gifted to me to review. So thank you so much to Perfume Playground. I will link their website below. They have some incredible niche fragrances on there. Fragrances that I find very hard to buy anywhere else. Yeah, a great website if you've never checked them out. And yeah, thank you so much for gifting me these two fragrances because they actually fit really well into this video. So yeah. Okay, the next fragrance, I'm going up there a little bit more in price point. So we're reaching the higher point of this price bracket. The top tip is to look for the smaller bottles from these niche fragrance houses because most of the time they will have a 30ml or a 50ml under £100. So another brand that does this is Miller Harris, and this is Myrica Muse. I'm not sure I've actually spoken about this one on my channel yet, but if not, I will speak about it now. So this fragrance, I believe, is 90 or 95 pounds. So like I said, it's at the higher point of the price bracket. But Miller Harris do some of the most beautiful fragrances, and I would highly recommend Myrica Muse, which is one of their newer releases. I believe it actually released this year. And as soon as I saw the notes online, I knew I had to have this fragrance because my oh my, it has a strawberry note, but it also has rum. And I was like, strawberry and rum? Interesting, I need to get my nose on that. And I did order a sample directly from Miller Harris first just to make sure I liked it because I was looking through the notes and I was like, is this gonna smell high end or is it gonna smell a little bit juvenile? But it definitely smells high end. It's got strawberry, it's got bayberry, it's got pink pepper, it's got vanilla, rum, benzoin. It's an absolutely gorgeous concoction. A little bit of rose and a little bit of musk. And what it really smells like to me is a very fruity cocktail, a rum cocktail, of course. And you don't really get rum and fruit cocktails, not that I'm aware of, although I'm not a massive drinker, so you can correct me there. But it also does kind of have like a champagne-y vibe to it, or like a fizzy cocktail. So if I do get a cocktail, I would maybe get more of like a Cœur Royal, something like that. And it kind of just reminds me of that type of vibe. It's a little bit boozy, but a little bit sweet. And I think it's the perfect combination because when I wear a sweet fragrance, I always like it a little bit more balanced. So the fact that this has the benzoin, it has the rum, and it also has then the strawberry up top and that beautiful bayberry note. Yeah, you're going to smell like just a gorgeous fruity cocktail, in my opinion anyway. Please do let me know if you've tried Myrica Muse yet, because I haven't seen too many people talk about this one yet, but I do think it's a really great offering from Miller Harris. And last but not least, I'm definitely cheating a little bit because I personally have the big size bottle, but you can get it in a 30ml size too. And we have Tio Cabanel. So this is the 100ml bottle, but you can also get 30ml sizes. So I'm just going to give you a close up anyway. So this particular one is Je ne sais quoi. And it is the most gorgeous kind of rice pudding-y scent. I've spoken about this one quite a lot. To me, it smells like a creamy rice pudding with a little bit of kind of the green tea vibe, but very slightly. It is mostly rice to me, very lactonic and very delicious. But the 30ml sizes from Tio Cabanel are €59. So I do actually think for the brand and for the quality, €59 for a 30ml size bottle is pretty good. Again, I want to stress that this is just my opinion when I say pretty good. And their newest release, Encore, which I do have a sample of, comes in that new 30ml size bottle too. I will be talking about that one soon. I only have a little sample and it's their newest release, so I will talk about it in a future video to come. But I just wanted to throw this in as an option because in this video, I'm only talking about fragrances that I actually own. If I was talking about niche under 100 fragrances I don't own, this video would probably go on for hours because there are so many options out there. Let me put this bottle on and we will continue this chat. Now, there are loads of niche fragrances out there that you can pick up under £100. Now, I only have what I have because I don't like just buying lots of fragrances. I mostly like to sample first. And I find that some of these niche fragrances that are under £50 or under £30, you typically can't get samples of. I might be wrong there, so if I am, please do let me know where you get yours from. But there are plenty of brands to try out. I love scouring websites like Amazon because they sometimes have some really good picks. But also when you look at brands like the Perfume Playground, obviously they've got the Chabaud fragrance for like £40. And then also if you look at some of the Western brands, you'll find some amazing quality fragrances at really great prices, such as this brand here. I believe it's an Arabic brand. Please do correct me if I'm wrong because I don't want to be giving out false information. But these are the types of brands where you can pick up some insane quality fragrances that project to the heavens at a really affordable price. So this is an area I need to delve into a lot more. And I would love your feedback on what your affordable niche fragrance recommendations are. Because like I said, I'm not great in this category. I'm showing you what I have and I'm hoping it's helpful to some people, but I do really want your help with recommendations. So please do let me know your niche recommendations under £100 and I will go out my way to research them and try to get my hands on them. I try not to be a niche snob. I probably am a little bit and I am sorry for that, but I do love my designer fragrances too. I am just not necessarily that great at getting niche under like £50 and I want to explore that category a lot more because this one is incredible. But anyway, thank you so much for watching this video today. It's been a pleasure as always and I hope to see you all soon. Have a wonderful day. Thank you so much and goodbye.